Master, master, what is the matter? You look pale as a ghost. What? I lied to you. I have not told you a single falsehood, master. Ah, about the beast. That means you were seeing her memories, then. Is that so? That must have been quite difficult to witness. But I assure you I have told you no lies. Bestia was convinced he was a beast. And as a servant of this house, it is my responsibility to present my former master to you as he saw himself. This would have been a very different story had you not discovered the truth. A beast meets a white-haired girl and learns humanity. That tale would have been far easier on you, I'm sure. By remaining in the dark and seeing the story through his eyes alone, you would not have had to witness that poor girl's miserable death. And that perhaps would have been better for you. But the reality you observed through her eyes changes the truth of this tale, of his tale, and it sounds like the visions you had did not run in parallel to the events I described for you, but took place slightly earlier in time, which means that, yes, her fate was set in stone well before you ever saw it. I do have to wonder, though, why did Bestia believe the woman to be a beast like him? Perhaps it was because of her hair, eye, and skin color. Perhaps it was because her hair... Oh, wow. Still reeling from the intensity of that scene, I suppose. Perhaps it was because her hair, eye, and skin color were similar to his own. The poor young woman who called upon the mansion did indeed resemble Bestia. They were of a similar race. Half of her blood was the same race as his. But was that the only reason? Would that be enough for him to mistake her for a beast? I have my own theory. His memories may have played a role. I suspect Bestia was afraid the memories from when he was human would cause him to waver. But that is simply my own speculation. Perhaps he had merely lost his grip on reality. How well have you come to understand Bestia, master? You do appear to think he was an ordinary human who believed himself to be a beast. But where does the line between man and beast truly lie? That I do not know. Master, if, like Bestia, you were to lose your memories and endure persecution and degradation until you broke, would you still remember those you care for? Now, our tale is not yet over. The web of misfortune was tightly, oh so tightly entangled. It could not be unraveled. Oh, now, let us return now from her memories to the point we left off in our story. Just after the white-haired girl had disrobed, showing Bestia the difference between her and him. This was, yes, several days following the young woman's death. The blood in the main hall had been cleaned up, and there was no trace of it any longer. He had made a tremendous mistake, though the only people aware of that mistake are you and I. There is perhaps a chance the white-haired girl had realized, but she knew nothing of the woman. So I entreat you not to fault the white-haired girl for trying to be kind to Bestia. She is without sin, in any and all times, 'cause I love her so.
Okay, now this is the scene I was referring to when I meant this track feels like introspection, figuring stuff out. This is the scene I think of when I think of this door. And also, it's cool that if the Pauline stuff were excised from this story, the pacing would be quite similar to the first door, to Mel and Nellie's story. The story the maid is presenting to us, but all the additional stuff sort of inflates the pacing, and that's fucking cool. Oh, man, I love this game.
The man made the white-haired girl put her clothes back on. He seemed to have calmed down a bit. After examining her body and comparing it with his own, He was once again coming to think he might not be a beast. In the past, he would have rejoiced. He would have rejoiced to have proof of his own humanity. However, However, it was for him then the seed of several new doubts.
You said I am human.
Yes.
Do you still believe this?
I certainly do. You are simply mistaken. You believe yourself to be a beast because of what the villagers said.
Why did they call me a beast?
If I were able to see, I could surely answer all your questions. But I cannot, so all I can offer you is my conjecture.
Go on. Tell me.
I suspect that you do not come from this country. No, you do not come from this continent. You came to this continent from far, far away, perhaps even across the seas. This land has been cast into turmoil by the war. Fortunately, no fighting reached the village, but it has blocked trade routes, stripped them of their independence, and cast a dark shadow over their hope. They are quite devastated, I imagine. And then you showed up. From what I have heard, this area is not particularly friendly to people from other countries. Even less so to those from another continent. I doubt they know much about distant lands, so they had probably never seen someone like you before. But in addition, you would have been wearied and worn. I guess you were emaciated, wasting away. Enough so that you did not even look like yourself. Do you remember how you arrived at this village?
When I woke up, I was on the beach. Yeah, these are the clothes that he was wearing in those CGs, but it is a bit deceiving of them to use his original sprite for the very first time we see him. I would have gone with like his original face and stuff, his original pose, but just with these clothes. I think that would have been cleverer and wouldn't immediately give anything away when we saw him the next time in different clothes. Did I read this already? I don't know. When I woke up, I was on the beach. I don't remember anything before that. My joints all ached, and I was incredibly thirsty. I was in so much pain, I sought help. But nothing I said got through to the villagers. I did not understand what they said either.
But the one thing you did understand was that they were calling you Bestia.
Right. And I also understood that the word was used to describe beasts. The way they looked at me, it wasn't normal, so I
imagine at first they simply didn't want the trouble. They didn't actually think you were a beast. Simply that this wretched man, unfamiliar in appearance, who had washed ashore, resembled a beast.
Washed ashore?
You were in an accident, were you not? While crossing the sea.
I do not remember. I can't remember. No, I mustn't remember. If I am not a beast, that means the other beast wasn't one either. What did the beast look like? It looked somehow similar to me. Its hair color, skin color, eye color, and the way it spoke seemed vaguely familiar, which means it was... I cannot accept that. If I do, then that means I've done something terrible. No!
What?
They did call me a beast. I was in fact a beast.
As I've been saying, that's because...
Tell me I'm a beast, please. Let me remain a beast.
How do you imagine he saw the world? I cannot even begin to fathom. But you can never know what someone else sees. and there is nothing to say they see the same thing as you. As you and I have seen different things, so too did the man and his lover see different things. Or perchance...
You can't just say perchance. Every time they've said perchance so many times, and every time I think of that fucking Mario essay meme.
Or perchance the true shape of the world is visible only through the white-haired girl's sightless eyes.
I'm doing the white-haired girl's voice. What?
Do you think the reason he so stubbornly rejected his human memories is because he had taken the life of his beloved?
Maybe I wasn't. I don't know. I'm overthinking. I need a drink. Finish off that beer. Oh!
I personally believe that there is more to it than that.
Oh boy. I don't remember. Someday you shall remember. You shall remember everything. Oh, okay.
Someday you shall remember. You shall remember everything. I will not allow you to avert your eyes. Remember that you have always been a beast, incapable of saving anyone, only of taking, remember, and suffer, agonize, writhe, anguish, grieve, suffer.
Such a damned shame. Our homeland is but a stone's throw away, and they still won't let us in. Just how long are they going to maintain this stance? Regrettable, isn't it, son? Yes, I agree with you wholeheartedly, Captain Asama. We can make it this far on the white men's ship, but they give no response to our missives. I'm not sure it's even reaching the magistrate's hands. It is so difficult to be even the slightest bit accommodating to your fellow countrymen? They seem to be treating the white man rather poorly as well. Right, white men. I hear they imprison them on a tiny man-made island. That's no way to make friends. Well, all things considered, we can hardly call this our homeland anymore anyway. For how many generations has your family lived overseas again? I am the third. I see. Then I doubt you have much attachment to this land. That's not true. I may never have the opportunity to set foot on her soil, but my spirit dwells within this land. My grandfather told me much about this country, of her 4 rich, vibrant seasons and boundless beauty. I am deeply grateful that you invited me on this voyage to visit her, Captain Asama. I have finally, if only at a distance, laid eyes upon my home. I cannot say when this era may draw to a close, but I hope the time comes when we can proudly proclaim her our motherland. Proclaim her. That's Chinese, not Japanese. You can't find good food... Oh, wow. You can't find food this good back home. I eagerly await the day that becomes true. Indeed. As do I. I've lied to her. She believes I was born in the Orient, but in truth I have never once set foot in that country. I was born in Europe. My family has not been permitted to return since my grandparents left. I can still remember as clear as day the look of profound regret on my grandfather's face as he departed from this world. He bequeathed unto me a katana, and on that day, that blade became the one object binding me to my homeland. I could not bring myself to tell her that I am disallowed to return home. I did not want her to think that I had been forsaken by my country, that my country would do such a thing. However, some part of me believes there was more to it than that. A smuggler? Yeah, I never would have expected it, not on this ship. One of the crew was conspiring with a government official. Conspiring? He hid unreported goods on board and delivered them in secret. What goods? Silver coins. Spanish coins trade for more than they're worth as currency. The official was sentenced to commit seppuku, but we are responsible for our own crew's punishment. I am still trying to decide how to handle it. Have him commit seppuku as well. This sailor has brought shame upon the entire ship. If he is made to take responsibility for his actions, then perhaps we can minimize the damage to our reputation. You make a fair point. Unfortunately, he is not of this land. I doubt he is familiar with the ritual. Then I shall serve as his second to ensure he dies without issue. Have you lost your mind? I have been trained in the art. It is unlikely I should fail. You are not a samurai, though. I was born into a family of samurai. At least, it was until 3 generations ago. But that blood still courses through my veins. Very well, then. That is how we shall do it. We now commence the ritual seppuku of our fellow crewman Seedorf. Seedorf has, in violation of restrictions set in place by the shogunate, committed the grave crime of smuggling prohibited goods into the country. In order to atone for this betrayal of trust of both nations, he vows to take his life here before you. Do you have any last words? I deeply regret that we should have to lose a companion with whom we have traveled the seas in this manner. Traveled the seas, burped with, made merry. Do it. It wasn't me. What? It wasn't me. I've been set up. I didn't smuggle anything. I don't know about anything about any silver coins. I've been framed. Believe me. Why should I have to slice my own... Yukimasa, he said the accusations were false. Lies to escape punishment. I could not allow him to continue shaming himself and us when his fate was already decided. It would only serve to tarnish this ship's honor. But an investigation was performed. It is in our duty to trust those results. You're right. Yes, you're right. Good work. Now this needs to be cleaned up. Yes, sir. I'm sure I was mistaken, but I would like to ask you anyway. Were you smiling as you did it? You must have been seeing things. Was that really the only reason I couldn't bring myself to tell her the truth? What was that dream? Was that from my memories? No. Asama. I've never met that man. Or that woman. No. I was just, no, it wasn't me. I don't remember. I don't remember anything. Not a thing. Not a single thing. I'm a beast. I'm a beast, not a human. I don't need these memories. Are you there? How many X's is that? One. Yes. Are you there? Are you there? Where are you? Come to me, be with me. Peace, my peace. Where are you? Where have you gone? Why are you not at my side? Don't remember anything. Stop remembering! Is that a silver coin? Spanish silver. Some weeks after we set off back west, I find a silver coin in the ship's hold. I don't know if it got overlooked or dropped when transporting the rest, but there's just one. The first thing I think when I find it is that I should report it to Captain Asama. But instead, I slip the coin into my pocket and take my leave of the hold as if nothing ever happened. Not for the purpose of smuggling it for some extra cash. It only has extra value in the east. Back west, it's nothing more than its designated value as currency. So again, it's not for want of money. Well, damn. It seems Seedorf might have been innocent after all. Perhaps so. And if he had no hand in the smuggling, then I have done a horribly regrettable thing. No, as you said, an investigation was conducted. We had no choice but to believe the information we were given. You mustn't blame yourself. I feel bad for putting such an unpleasant responsibility on you. Not at all. Now, how do we handle this? I can't believe a silver coin was found in someone else's luggage. It would be best to handle this internally. Publicly, we have already made amends with Seedorf's death. That's true. Though it would be prudent to try and to discover from where he is acquiring the coins, so as to prevent another such incident. Should one of our crew be caught smuggling again, he will not be the only one asked to take responsibility. I have great sympathy for you, Captain Asama. This is quite the headache. I can't imagine he would give up his connections just because we asked. We can force him. If he doesn't want to talk, then we can give him some encouragement. But I couldn't. Worry not, Captain Asama. I shall take care of the dirty work. You needn't trouble yourself with anything, Captain. Leave it all to me. Captain. Very well. I leave this in your hands, Yukimasa. Yes, sir. How are you feeling? Hey, untie me! What's the meaning of this? A silver coin was discovered in your luggage. Huh? A silver coin? Interesting. It would seem you have quite the knack for acting. Hold on, I don't follow. I thought the smuggling problem was taken care of. Seedorf wasn't the only one doing the smuggling. It was you. Like hell. I've never seen any damn silver coins. This is some kind of mistake. Check my bags again. A coin was found in your luggage, regrettably. Captain Asama saw it himself. Lies. I swear I've never touched one. Is that so? I swear, never once. Please believe me, I'm no smuggler. I've done good work, even on this expedition. You know I'm not someone who'd get involved in smuggling. I don't know what kind of person anyone is. We may have known each other for years, but that doesn't mean I have any way of knowing what you think in private, how you feel, what kind of person you are. You smuggled the coins, didn't you? I didn't. I had nothing to do with it. Who was your supplier? I'm telling you, I'm no smuggler! It puts Captain Asama in an uncomfortable position if you don't talk. We can't risk damaging our homeland's trust any further. I swear to God, I had nothing to do with it! So you won't tell? How can I tell you something I know nothing about? I see. You believe me? So it's very, very important information. Enough so you can't give it up so easily. In which case, I'll just do what I have to until you talk. What are you... Whenever you're ready to talk, let me know. I'll stop right away. Hey, stop! What are you... Quite the thick fingers you have. Let go. What are you... But it's all meat. Your bones aren't any thicker than anyone else's. My finger! Don't start screaming just yet. That was just the first. Your little finger. Next is your ring finger. Stop, please don't. I'm begging you. Are you ready to talk? I told you I don't know anything. Too bad. Your middle finger. Don't. Oh, your right hand is going to be useless if you don't start talking soon. What do you want me to tell you? I swear I had nothing to do with it. What has you so stubbornly refusing to talk? Is your supplier really worth going to such lengths to protect? No, I can't tell you what I don't know. That's... All that's left is your thumb. Help! Someone get me! Just so we're perfectly clear, everyone on board knows what you did. No one's going to come to a smuggler's aid. God, I can't take any more of this. Please stop. Ready to talk? What will it be? I'll talk. Okay, I'll talk. If anything you tell me is a lie, you can consider your life forfeit. Are you ready to tell me the truth? We will investigate the details of your confession. If you lie, we will find out. Understood? But I... Speak. But... Or can't you? I don't know anything! That's a shame. Well, you won't be using your right hand ever again. Oh. Although, there are still 5 fingers on your left. Are you in pain? Do you want me to stop? Yes, please. All right. 4 left. That is quite the face. I wish I could show it to you in a mirror. What is wrong with you? You monster. I'm not doing this because I want to. You're the one forcing my hand by refusing to talk. Now go on, spit it out. You wouldn't believe anything I said anyway. How long have you been doing this? You're the first. Liar! You sick bastard! It's the truth, though. And why? Why are you smiling? Three left. What'll it be? Will you tell me everything? No lies and no omissions. It wasn't me, I didn't do anything! Two left. It's surprising how easily they break. No! Stop! This is the last one. It burns, my fingers are on fire. Now, what next? It burns. Are you listening? Hello? This over a few broken fingers. Need me to wake you up? Let me tell you something. I'm the one who put the coin in your luggage. Of course you don't know anything. Someone, anyone, get in here! The silver coin wasn't... Don't go shouting things you'll regret. It's hard to fight back with your hands in that condition. Having trouble breathing, huh? Well, are you? You need some air? I guess it's hard to talk with my hands around your throat, huh? Oh, do you want air? All right. Then you can have some air. Someone, anyone, please get it. Oh, you just don't learn. I can see the words written on his face. Why? Why are you doing this? Why? That is a good question. I'm not even sure myself. Hey. Answer me. Well, damn. I missed the opportunity to use my katana. Oops, microphone. Real chill guy, Yukimasa. I tossed the man's body overboard. My story will be that he sneaked out while I wasn't looking and threw himself into the sea. As I watch this sack of flesh sink into the depths, I'm thoroughly shocked to realize I don't feel the slightest bit bad about what I've done. No regret, no remorse, nothing. I comprehend that the things I've done are reprehensible, that they're evil, but that knowledge wasn't sufficient enough to restrain my urges. There's an itch I felt deep within my chest ever since the moment my blade sunk its teeth into Seedorf's neck. I don't know what to call it, but I feel like I'm floating, like everything swirling about inside me has been unleashed, set free. There's also an edge of anxiety, though. If I continue down this path, what might I transform into? Despite feeling not the slightest bit guilty about the horrible things I've done, I still fear this life I've made slipping away from me. I want something to anchor me. What exactly am I? Is this what I wanted to become? The kind of man who can take another's life without flinching? fully aware of his actions? And if that's truly what I am, perhaps it would make things easier if I did lose everything.
Oh, don't scare me like that. And where did you pick up a word like Nincha, right? Nincha? I never took you for someone so pretentious.
I'm sorry. You just look so much like a rabbit there, the way you were tossing your head back and forth looking around for me.
Oh, you. Nincha is something you call a child. I'm not a little girl anymore.
I'm sorry, really. Don't be so mad, Pauline.
I'm not mad at all. It's been a year and a half. We finally get to see each other again.
That we do.
Did you have any trouble out at sea? Did you fall ill or get caught in a storm or run into any kind of danger at all?
Nope. There was no trouble. Everything went fine, without incident. The sea god was watching over us, I suppose. Oh, first time we're seeing this background. Burn that into your mind. I don't know. What am I? Who am I? You? What is this room? What are those colored windows? Were those here before in this mansion? I don't know what that is. It's an angel. The angel is... It's looking at me and laughing. The angel is looking down on me and laughing.
What are you doing?
The angel is laughing at me. The angel. So the angel. You, where were you?
I went to the kitchen to get a drink of water. You have nothing to worry about. I will not run away from you.
I'm not human, am I? I'm not a human.
You are.
Not a human.
You are you. It's all right. I imagine it's quite disconcerting having lost your memories. But no matter what happens, you will always be you. Don't be afraid.
Are those the words of encouragement I truly wanted to hear? Am I afraid of being myself? I don't know. Don't think about it. I am a beast with no memories.
His psyche drifted erratically between human and beast. If he accepted himself as human, it might cause memories better left buried to return to him. If he accepted himself as a beast in exchange for his memories, he would no longer be able to rejoin human society. The white-haired girl fervently supported him in these precarious times. I was quite amazed. I had never imagined she would grow to be such a strong woman. You're telling me, man, she's fucking amazing. Nevertheless, God is a cruel master. For what strength he gave her spiritually, he took in equal part from her physically. Though she persisted day in and day out to stay by the man's side, one day she suddenly fell ill. With her in the throes of a high fever and not knowing the cause, he fell into a perpetual panic. There was no medicine in the mansion. They could hardly manage to put together sufficient nutritious meals. Though there was no medicine, maybe there was something else that could make her feel better. However, everything he could think of required him to leave the house.
Hey. Is there anything you would like?
Anything I would like.
I'm considering visiting the village.
I see. You're going to the village.
And I thought I might be able to get some medicine. I would prefer to bring a doctor here, but no one would come if they learned you were in this mansion. So...
He was planning to put on a disguise to enter the village as a person. The white-haired girl smiled when she heard his idea. She had, after all, always wanted to think of him to think of himself as human. However, because she was so pure-hearted, she did not comprehend the full extent of the slaughter he had confessed to committing. The revenge he had taken on those who had chased him around, how sinister his cackling and furious his reaping. She did not grasp just how serious it was. She had faith that Bestia had kindness in his heart. If you cannot get any medication, then... Oh, wait. If you cannot get any medication, then buy me some oranges, please.
Oranges?
This is a land blessed by the sun. You should be able to find some wonderful fresh oranges.
Will that make you feel better?
Yes, it should.
Okay.
Vestia's mind was made up. He would don the skin of a human for her to protect the peace he had. He would return to the place that had left him with many painful memories. It was to him the source of his fear. Whenever he let his guard down, their shouts would play back in his mind.
Bestia! 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 Hideous beast!
Though he had physically conquered the people who lived there, Bestia's memories of the village still haunted him. But her health meant more to him than any of that. He was willing to cast aside his fear if it meant the white-haired girl would recover. The girl still in her bed, he made his way out of the mansion. Whew. He crossed the overgrown forest, pushing forward one step at a time, all while trying to brush aside his apprehension, until he arrived at the village.
This is where they called me a beast, where I was almost killed, and where I killed them. I look different than I did then. I'm dressed differently too, but can I play the part? Can I act convincing enough human? Can I act a convincing enough human? I have no choice. There are no other villages. I can't let her die. Excuse me. Could you answer a question for me? A village man is looking at me, only for a moment. But for me, that moment is torturously long. A faint look of panic crosses his face, perhaps in fear of my appearance. He's staring at me. Will he point his finger and call me a beast? Will the other villagers come to kill me? However...
Haven't seen you around here before.
He didn't recognize me. Yes, I come from a faraway land, so I'm unfamiliar with this area. So...
You're dressed like a nobleman. On a secret trip or something?
Something like that.
You look really pale, though. Searching for a doctor?
Yes, but not for me. My companion has come down with a fever.
Sorry to hear it. Well, I'd love to introduce you, but he's out right now. And he won't be back for a few days.
I see. And where might I be able to buy fruit?
There's a shop just round that corner.
Thank you very much.
Don't mention it. Do take care, traveler. It's dangerous out there.
I'm starting to attract attention, but not the same kind as before. They don't look at me with revulsion, hatred, or furious indignation. They're simply curious. The village feels different than last time. Could it have changed this drastically? Or is it because I really did look like a beast then, and now I look like a human? I don't know. Excuse me.
Me? Yes?
I would like to buy some fruit. Some oranges.
Oranges. Alrighty, just a sec.
The fruit vendor doesn't recognize me as a beast either.
Any other year, they'd be a lot plumper than this. But this year we've had the end of the war and the whole mess with the beast, and it's just been crazy. If you'd like, how about you come back in a few years and try our oranges again? They'll be several times better, I assure you.
I'll keep that in mind.
You bet, that'll be.
I'm sorry I don't have any local currency. Would this suffice?
Well, how is...
No good, I take it.
No. On the contrary, it's hardly fair for you, trading a jewel for a few oranges.
That's all I have to offer. I hope you can exchange it for money.
Sure. You nobles are something else.
Noble.
Aren't you? Though if you wander around dressed too well, you put yourself in danger. You might find yourself stripped bare by a bandit, or perhaps even catch the attention of the beast.
The beast. Everyone mentions the beast. They speak of me.
Have you heard the tales?
I've not.
There's a beast den not too far from this village. It's attacked before, and we've been living in fear, never knowing when it might attack again. But that all ends today.
Huh.
The men have finally found their spines. They all got together and went out to exterminate it.
What?
And you'll never guess who's responsible. A kid, a little boy, is spearheading the attack. Never would I have expected a little kid to whip up all our lazy, cowardly men into shape. The boy is the only one who knows where the beast's den... hold on! What about your oranges?
It's rare in media when people actually give a shit about wasting food. Shit. The men have banded together, and they're going to kill the beast? Why now? Why when I'm not there? I'm the beast. I'm right here. I'm what you're trying to hunt. The only person at the mansion right now is her.
He regretted not asking the fruit vendor how long ago the party set off. Though what good would that knowledge have done him? He had to hurry back regardless. The sun was beginning to set, draping the surroundings in a deep blackness. As if to keep him from returning home, the night wrapped its hands around his head, covering both eyes. In what direction did he have to return to the mansion? In what direction did he have to return to the mansion? I don't know, is that what it said? Did he have to head to return to the mansion? Yeah, whatever. He stormed through the forest, and eventually the mansion appeared before him, like a world fading into view after a dream. Bestia was a tempest in the night, blowing through the overgrowth toward the house.
Please make it in time. I need her. I need the peace that she provides me. The last thing I want is for her to die.
In the blink of an eye, he was through the door, charging down the mansion's halls. He could not sense anyone else inside, though. All he could hear was the whoosh of wind blowing into the house from somewhere. It seemed a window was open. Didn't he break all of them?
Where are you? Where have you gone? Answer me! Please answer me!
He cried out the girl's name again and again until his throat was sore and his voice hoarse. But she did not respond. He rushed into her bedchamber.
Hey, hello! Where are you? Where are you? Answer me!
The man swung his head back and forth so hard he thought he might break his own neck, and when he made to look down, he slipped, falling on his tailbone. He felt something slick on his hands, a sensation he would recognize anywhere. The liquid was still warm.
No, that cannot be. It can't. It can't! Cannot be!
Muttering incomprehensibly in fear, he crawled back through the door of her chamber and into the corridor. Like a genuine beast, he followed the trail of slippery fluid on all fours. The trail glimmered like red wine. It stretched down the hall past the living room, smeared across the floor like it had been wiped down with a mop. I don't think mops existed in this time, did they? At least not in the form they are now. The man crawled and crawled and crawled until at last he reached the stairs leading down to the cellar. Maybe they did, just in a more primitive form. The ruby trail continued. From beyond the door he could hear men's voices. With a howl, the man stumbled down the stairs, throwing open the wooden door. His first impression was that the stench of blood was suffocating. And indeed, there he discovered the white-haired girl. He found himself unable to even scream. Her once porcelain skin was no longer even sickly pale. It was now the bloodless color of dirt. She was sprawled haphazardly out on the cellar floor, dried bloodstains around her half-open mouth, and those lips were naturally lacking their former rosen sheen. Her body was covered with an array of wounds, but the most prominent was the man's singular sword standing tall in her chest.
This is the bestia? It doesn't look like the same.
It's him. He's the same guy. He's the bestia. Several villagers surrounded him. Several villagers surrounded him. Villages? Several villagers surrounded him at the behest of the young boy. A young boy. He's gotten himself dressed up all proper and fancy, but good clothes don't make him a good man. Isn't that right, you bestia? No! You murderer!
Why? Why did you kill her? 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 Why did you kill her?
Why? You want to know why? Her death was an accident, I'd say. I feel bad about what happened, but any woman who would live with a man like you must be a witch. Does that hurt? Are you hurting right now, you bestia? Then maybe now you understand! You not only stole my parents and friends from me, you ripped the last shred of hope I had from my hands!
Could have still gone with Orlando, dude. I mean, come on.
Do you get it? Do you finally understand? How I feel? Now do you know how it feels to have someone you care about taken from you? Pauline was desperately trying to find you. Why? Why would you kill someone so devoted to you? Do you understand what you've done?
His voice and Nellie's sort of become the same when they scream.
I'm asking you a question, you goddamned murderer.
I see. And now, I have nothing left.
What? The man stepped forward, almost perfectly calm. His panic had vanished as if it were never there. His eyes were disturbingly vacant. Perhaps the sorrow had overpowered him, beating his heart into quiet submission. No, that was not the case. Though his eyes were empty, a faint smile spread across his lips. The transition was swift, as though a gear had switched in his mind. The boy and the other villagers were frozen in place at the sight. Before long, the man was standing before the deceased girl's body, and then he pulled the blade from her chest.
I knew it. I really was a beast. And what I wanted was a tether.
What? What are you yammering on about? Didn't you care about that woman? Didn't you choose her over Pauline? Who you then threw aside and butchered? What is wrong with you? What was she to you?
She was my serenity. But she's dead now. There's nothing I can do about that. Peace, calm, tranquility.
The man's behavior was downright eerie, causing the boy to flinch back. Believing he'd had everything taken from him could not possibly... Believing he'd had everything taken from him and could not possibly lose anything more was, I imagine, what had allowed him to stand up to the beast, the source of such crippling fear. Yet now, he found himself unable to move. He found himself in the face of such an incomprehensible creature, paralyzed with fear. And the villagers were similarly dumbstruck. Not even I could understand his behavior.
What the hell is wrong with you? How can you laugh at this? I don't get it!
How? How indeed? I wonder myself. I don't know either. But you know what? It doesn't matter anymore. Because every last one of my anchors has broken off and sunken into the sea.
Damn it, get moving! Kill him!
I'll slaughter every last one of you!
Ah, yes. My whole life, I've always
wanted to kill!
What was it that afflicted you with such madness? Losing your memory in the shipwreck? The abuse and insult you suffered at the villagers' hands? Or was it your grief at not being able to return to your homeland? No, none of those were the root. You were always like this. You always bore those twisted desires. You held these deep, constant urges to cause others harm. That is your essence, the real you, hidden beneath the mask of sincerity. The true beast was your heart. The beast was a convenient skin for you to wear. You wanted to be a brutal, savage murderer. You never really loved the white-haired girl or the black-haired woman for that matter. You were merely attached to them, fixated on the idea of a world of tranquility. You used this piece to anchor yourself, to prevent you from drifting off into the ocean of your desires. You yearned to cause pain, while also hungering for the opposite, a calm life. You idolized this idealized life, spent in quiet harmony with another, because you knew just how difficult it would be for you to attain. Far more difficult for you than satisfying your cravings, but not impossible. I personally had hoped you would find peace with someone rather than descend into savagery. It may have only been superficial, but it would have been very human. But ultimately, peace slipped through your fingers, and no one was left to suppress your desires. You cannot, after all, hold them back yourself. What a tragic man. What a hopeless man you are.
And they all lived happily ever after.